Hi, my name is Smith Dela Pena. I'm a user acquisition manager in Gameloft Barcelona studio, and I've been here for almost more than 2 years now. As a user acquisition manager, I'm mainly in charge of advertising the game that our studio is handling. This is Asphalt 9, in this case for Barcelona studio. And we do media buying and social channels and also advertising networks. So an example would be Facebook or TikTok, with the main goal of grabbing more users for the game to be more profitable and in order for the game to be scaled at some point. I first started my career as a gaming industry professional when I was in the Philippines, because I first worked for a mobile marketing agency, and I had different roster of clients. Some of them were gaming, and I got very much interested and invested into the idea of being a client or crossing over to the client side. So I moved to the client side, which is one of the oldest gaming companies in the Philippines. And from there on, and I think that was a little bit like 4 or 5 years ago, I never looked back, and that's basically how I came to Gameloft. With the industry, I've always had a strong connection with gaming because I grew up as the classic introvert who locked himself in his room and always just played games. I never was interested in meeting anyone else. That was my childhood. And I've always dreamt about working with something game related, either in a publishing or in a proper gaming company. So I guess I'm in the right track. Gameloft is a very good company for that, and I feel like I'm learning a lot every day. And also with Gameloft, it's a company with lots of different people with different backgrounds, not just in gaming, so I feel good. For me, diversity and inclusion in a specific game doesn't only mean that you should have representation among your staff and your team members when it comes to the game team and the development team. It also means for me it's also really important to be applying and seeing the different creations that comes from two different cultures or two different heads, because I think that's where most good and great ideas come from. And I feel like the more that these things are applied to daily things that our end users or potential gamers would have, the easier it is to normalize these different ideas that comes from different cultures and backgrounds, I feel. Luckily, I would say I never quite felt that ever since I came crossing continents, literally from Asia up until Europe. I've always been lucky to work in an organization where people are always very open and very welcoming. The same thing that I can say for Gameloft and my previous companies. And I think it also helps that I'm working with very different people with very different backgrounds and also from different places of the world, I would say. I feel like in gaming, the more diverse the game is, so the final output is, and also the people behind the final output is, the more relatable it will be. Because in the end, something that will be picked up by the mass market is something that will always be relatable to not just one person or one culture. I guess something with a little bit of everything would be nice to have, so it doesn't exclude other people or it doesn't alienate other people. So for me, it's relatability. The more relatable your game is, the easier it is to be picked up by potential gamers and for it to be a huge hit, I guess. Well, aside from representation of staff members and also application of different things that we see in our final projects and games, I hope that in the future we will see more transparency and also authentic equality among all of the staff members. And when I say authentic equality, it doesn't just mean that you have one person from one part of the world in their company. It also means that they get to have equal opportunities to be in the same ranks and also be in leadership roles and different kind of things, whichever and however they want to be in that position. I feel like there's a lot of things that people are already doing, and certain companies are also already planning to do. But I think one of the most important things is really just respect above everything else, because we can't expect everyone to always understand everyone, especially if you're coming from different places and different backgrounds and different perspectives. But always coming with a very open-minded attitude towards things, and always like being an empty glass to learn about other cultures is like a very good thing to have. And respect above everything else is one of the most important things, I would say, because it's okay to not understand a certain person or a certain cultural element of one person, but if you respect them enough, it will come across, and it would be a healthier working relationship, not just for the organization, but for the company and the industry in general.